actually, it's really what you value, value the most. Kasi even now, I mean, I'm not training for anything. I'm not an athlete anymore. Pero kung may mag-aya sa akin lumabas, tutulog na lang ako.
Yeah, that's the choice, right?
I mean, just to simplify what Nico said, in my everyday life, I value rest more than going out.
That's true.
So, wala din akong FOMO. Okay lang sa akin kahit everyday after work, uuwi lang ako, nanonood akong TV, papahinga lang ako. But,
don't forget the snacks din, ha?
Don't forget the snacks. Hindi, pero kasi just para lang maintindihan ng baka kasi yung mga viewers natin, isipin nila na, ay hindi naman ako ganong level of athlete eh.
But I think it's a phase. I think everything that what we're going through is all a phase. The mindset, the missing out. And I had that fun moment na when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation, laro sa labas, parang enjoy lang, gala, lakwatsa, tambay. Of course, everyone goes through that. And now, dahil tapos na ako doon, and I found something that gave me purpose. You know, it fueled my passion. And it created that direction in life. And I think that's what everyone goes through then, that once they find that something that's gonna give them meaning to their life, everything makes sense, and lahat ng paghihirap, it's more, mas nakakaya mo na.
Being a triathlete, that is already hard and very complicated. Out of those three, which do you think is your strength and which is your weakness and why?
Yung finish line, pagtapos ng event. Hindi, on a serious note, I think running. Running is my, strength.
Oh, strength.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And
Why?
then bike is my weakness.
Why do you say that?
I think genetics. I think genetics plays a huge role sa kahit anong sport. Mindset helps, of course.
Yep.
Pero if you're tall, it's easier. You have a huge advantage in the swim. Diba? And I guess siguro yung running mechanics ko when I was young, I was already playing around, running. So mas madaling nag-transition. Yung muscles mas nag-form ng maaga.
Was this something that you thought of? I mean, as you got into it, na parang consistently yung bike medyo hirap or?
Well, until now, it's a never-ending disadvantage for me. And I'm a frustrated cyclist. That's how I see it. What is so hard about even swimming?
Just like random question, what is the hardest part about the biking? Is it the endurance and the strength in the legs or the calf muscles? Or
I think it's a technique. So parang hindi ko pa rin makuha until now yung imperfect technique or the right technique that na ibang tao na master.
Okay, is there a shift now in the mindset? Kasi syempre triathlon. Ano nga ba una? Is it the swim?
Swim. So swim, bike, run.
So after the swim, pagod ka na, and then you go into the bike side of things, yung stretch na yon. And in your head, ito yung weakness eh. May shifting back. Do you have to parang kind of pump yourself even more pag bike na?
Not so sure to be honest.
So while you're swimming, because honestly, swimming is a battle of mind.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're just thinking. Do you think already ahead bike is next? Just form or like that? Or ano yung mga inisip mo habang nagsiswim ka to prepare yourself to
the bike? Efficiency. That's the first and foremost na priority. Kasi you have to stay efficient because it's a long event. It's a 2-hour event. So you need to manage your heart rate and on managing the heart rate while going fast, you need to keep a certain technique, especially under fatigue. They call it technique under fatigue.
How does that work?
TUF.
Meron bang yan? May certain breathing that kailangan?
Yes. Breathing, yung pag-push mo sa water, yung hands mo, including the bike and run. So, yun yung ginagawa namin sa training every single day. Since as national athletes, not elite triathletes, we train about 25 to 30 hours a week of the entire swim, bike, run. So all we do is preparing the body and teaching the body how to do these things while on fatigue. When you're on zone 4, heart rate 150 beats per minute.
So okay.
Is that your normal, is that your normal heart rate while swimming?
For the entire race, yes. 150. Yeah.
Not swimming. Higher, obviously, because that's...
Sometimes, may mga burst na mas mataas. Pero syempre, we try to keep it as low as possible. That's where the fitness comes in, diba?
Yes. 140,
130, 20, yeah.
Much better.
Doon mo makikita yung fitness level mo.
How do you monitor that? Because I know you have yung mga watches, but when you're swimming, how do you kind of monitor that and make sure you're efficient pa din?
Feel na lang talaga. That's where the veteran skills come in. You have to feel your body.
It's like, okay, I need to slow down the breathing.
Yes. So, but if the entire group is going fast and you need to keep up with them, how do you keep going fast?
That's the pressure, no?
While keeping your heart rate low. That's where the skills come in. But at the same time, your fitness level. So it's how you prepare.
I know it's different for everybody, no? Pero typically, and on an average siguro, how long would it take for you to kind of master that na without looking at certain gadgets, alam mo na sa sarili mo kung paano tansyahin?
Years. I think years pa rin talaga.
Dekada
Training, di naman siguro. I think lang, couple of years. Pero what would help is to not use your watch during training sessions. So sometimes, don't look at your watch. Get a feel of things, and then you have your coach to monitor you.
So after na?
So after, yes. So may mga sessions kami with the coach. Walang tanggal ng relo. Ano lang talaga, get your feel of things. Then sisigaw na lang sa'yo, yung pag-finish mo sa pag-touch mo sa wall, sabihin na sisigaw na lang sa'yo yung time mo. And then if you check your heart rate, yung ganon.
Hindi kailangang clutch ang panunood. Head on over to Clutch Talks on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts for the full episode. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe on Clutch Talk Social na rin para hindi mahuli sa Usapang Clutch.